way back from the gym, and I was listening to the news, the mainstream media, and I heard a politician using one of the favorite tricks that politicians use, and that's denial. And I was just thinking how, a lot of marketers, especially marketplace molesters and list pimps, they're out there using this same tool when it comes to their product or the service that they're pitching. Oftentimes, for a lot of these marketers, especially the list pimps, it's not even their own product. They're just pushing something else. And, they fall prey to something that you can't really get away with anymore. They try to use this tool called denial. And, politicians use it all the time, and the mainstream media will repeat that over and over again until the public believes it is fact. And marketers try and do that as well. They'll deny the facts of a poor product. They'll deny the facts of poor customer service. And they'll just try and cover it up with a lot of marketing hype. And that's kind of like, I'm reminded of it's an old gag that they used in a lot of movies, older movies, where, a wife walks in on her husband in bed with another man, and, they're both surprised, obviously, the husband and the other woman, and the husband just calmly gets up and says in his best Clintonese, I wasn't sleeping with that woman. And as he puts his clothes on, he keeps repeating it. As the other woman gets dressed, he keeps repeating it. I was not sleeping with that woman. Until by the time they're both dressed and the other woman leaves, the wife's left wondering what was really the truth. Fortunately, I was going to say unfortunately, but fortunately, marketers can't get away with that, because people will dig down inside and they'll dig deep, and no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to just deny the facts. They're going to echo the facts. They're going to talk about the facts, especially with new media today. So, to use another movie analogy, what you have to do, what the answer is, at least in my humble opinion, is think of when people hear about your product or service like a movie. And if a movie is unscripted or undirected, what's left to the movie? Even worse, who's in control? If it's a well-crafted movie, then the director is in control. He makes you see what he wants you to see or she wants you to see, and you experience the movie in a way that is directed. It's the way the movie's put together, and there is an intention to it. So you don't want people, when they hear about your product or service, to have a negative movie playing in their head. And the only way to prevent that negative movie from playing, is to give them, oh, you guys gotta see this view. I love this. Every day I see this view. Anyway, what you need to do is keep them focused on what you want them focused on. Create a picture that clearly defines what it is that your product or service does for them. Keep them focused on that. And if there is negatives to it, or perceived negatives, and every product or service has weaknesses, don't be afraid of it. Don't deny it. Once you begin to see how your tribe and prospects interact with your product or your service as a movie, and you start to think of it that way, it's going to give you a much different perspective and make it much easier to put yourself into the vantage point of your tribe, so that you can make a movie that's more enjoyable for them, so that you can make it entertaining, make it engaging, help them to experience your product or service, to see your product or service in the light that you want it to be seen in. Not denying things, not hiding things, but being honest and framing things differently. A picture frame, the framing for a movie, they all focus you on what the director wants to be seen. And that's exactly what you need to do with your product or service. Give it a try and see if it doesn't make things more fun and profitable for you. Let me know your ideas and your feedback down below. And until next time, aloha.